Castor. I'm going to give you a little bit of information on texting while driving. It's something that everyone has either seen or done themselves because I am a Snapchatter when I drive. It's a terrible, terrible habit, and I'm trying to break it. But I want to break it not because it's a danger to the people around me, but it's a danger to myself and anyone who rides with me. And I'm a member of the Chevelle Rescue Squad, so I respond to calls where people get in accidents all the time, and that's a fairly common reason that people are in accidents. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll change the way that you feel about texting and driving. If you could sit here and be honest, how many of you have texted and drove or Snapchatted, Facebook, whatever? Be honest. I'll sit here and say, like, I've sent media videos on Snapchat. So you do it and you think about it. It's like, well, it's no big deal. I'm just glancing at my phone. I'm not taking my eyes off the road for a very long amount of time. But what you're actually doing is, imagine driving down the road and having a blindfold over your eyes for 5 seconds. Can you drive in a straight line down the road and not swerve off of it at all for 5 seconds with your eyes closed? Can't do it. There's no way. You're not that good. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you're not. You're not that good. So that's what they compare it to. They also compare texting while driving to drinking 4 beers and getting behind the wheel. None of y'all should know anything about that. That was just a fun fact. But you're 6 times more likely to cause an accident driving while texting than driving under the influence of something. There's so many people that do it. Young drivers such as yourself are the most reported for causing accidents or being involved in accidents where you're texting and driving. And then some people say, well, I don't need a text. I've got Siri. Siri's got my back. Forget it. Siri does not have your back. Actually, Siri causes a distraction to your brain. And when your mind's too busy talking to Siri, your new BFF, and you're trying to tell her what you want to send in your text message, you're actually extremely distracted. So where you should be focusing on where you're going and the cars around you, you're focusing on what you're saying to Siri. So 11 teens die every day related to accidents regarding technology, so your phone. And then your reaction time, if something were to happen while you're driving, if somebody slams on brakes in front of you, because there's plenty of idiots around here. I'm sure some of you drive that way. I'm just kidding. But there's plenty of people who do not care, do not pay attention on the road. So your ability to react to that is lessened by 18%. So that is a pretty decent chance of you running into the back of someone or hitting someone because, you're texting your BFF about what you just ate at McDonald's. Not that that actually matters, but we do it. Texting and driving has caused 1.3 million crashes in 2014. It's a lot of wrecks. It's a lot of cars to be fixed. And so 77% of young drivers say that I'm a good texter and driver. I'm very good at it. I'm not worried about it. I can do it. I'm good. And 55% say that it's easy. It's easy to text and drive, which is absolutely ridiculous because I have sent text messages that make no sense because I'm trying to do it and drive and look at the same time. So half the time I'm sending something that absolutely makes no sense. And if it does make sense, it's because I literally was not looking at the road. In 2014, there were 3,179 deaths and 431,000 injuries caused to texting and driving accidents. Now, there are 39 states who outlaw texting and driving, South Carolina being one that has been recently added to the list. So, if you do get pulled over and you are texting and driving, and they believe that you have been, they have the right to take your phone and check your recent activity. And you will get a very large fine, and unless you're making bank, you're not going to want to pay it. So, just interesting facts, but it's not fair for the people around you who are driving safely, for you to put them at that kind of risk. So there's a really cool video I found online that I thought was beneficial for this. So I'm going to show it to you real quick. Can y'all hear that at all? Hear that? Anyway, I'm gonna give you a little insight on this video. So these people are called in to a video like setting an interview, and what the guy says is, I want you to admit to whether or not you text and drive. And so I said, yeah, of course I do. You know, it's a habit. You never know what cool things going on Facebook and all this stuff. And they're like, okay, well, there's somebody I really want you to meet. And so this girl comes out, and she has paralysis on one side of her body. I'm going to play it and talk about it, if that's okay with you guys. So they're all talking about how they watch their phones, they text, Snapchat, whatever. It's cool because everybody does it. It's fine, no big deal. They haven't killed anybody yet. So they're all talking about the different things they do. They call, they text, they video. So to them, it's no big deal. They're in this interview just talking about what they do. They don't actually care because it's no big deal. These people are telling them, admit to what you're doing. You know, it's fine. We all do it. So anyway, they introduce a girl in just a minute. Her name's JC. And she pretty much gives her story about how her family was coming home for her 21st, she was 21 years old and she was graduating from college. They were driving home and someone that was texting and driving hit them, swerved across lanes, hit them, and they died. Her family, both of her parents died in that car accident. She has paralysis on one side of her body, and she was in the hospital for 2 months fighting for her life. And then she spent 2 more months in rehab, trying to learn how to feed herself, how to learn to walk again. It was very sad, and all these people were just sitting there, right there in her face, saying, "I text and drive all the time. It's no big deal." I had a really important text from my friend about, let's go to the football game on Friday. I had to text back, but she's sitting here with her very obvious, difficulties that she's faced, and these people are flat out saying, I text and I drive and I do it regardless. And so the important thing in this video, and what I really respect about this girl, is that even though her family was killed on her graduation from college, she's still spreading a message about, yeah, my parents died, but I'm going to make their death worth something. I'm going to make it matter. So I don't want to ever have to see any of you in a upside down car somewhere, or your family members, and I'm going to be peeved if I get in an upside down car because one of y'all texts me. That's all. I'm just kidding. But it's just, it's sad, and I don't want any of you to ever be in that situation, and I don't want you to put anybody there. So in the future, when your phone rings, there's going to be a stop sign somewhere, or there's going to be somewhere for you to pull over. If it's really that important, pull over and text them back, because your life's not worth that text message, and somebody else's life isn't worth that text message either. So anyway, I hope y'all go home and think about it and maybe make some better choices in your everyday life. So, thanks for listening.